What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and today we are back at it again with another Transformer figure review. And today we are going to be taking a look at a knockoff. Okay, there's no real easy way to say it, and there's no real easy way to just break it to everybody. So we're doing a knockoff today. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers knockoff, the knockoff Transformers Studio Series Deluxe class. Hot Rod, the Last Night Hot Rod to be specifically. Now, this is a knockoff, and when I say this is a knockoff, the spoiler piece back here, this spoiler, this is made out of die-cast metal. Like, you know, let me just pull a, I can't really find a, I don't have a magnet sitting around just to prove that, but this is die-cast metal. I know because of Jobby the Hong's cold touch technique, but, you know, that whole thing there. And because this is a knockoff, the plastic quality is not the best, and it also does not stay in. The back piece, on my copy at the very least, does not want to stay in place, so... Anywho, the back actually doesn't look half bad. I actually was half expecting it to just look terrible. The front actually doesn't look half bad either. I mean, all things considered for a knockoff, I mean, could be a whole lot worse. There is one feature that I'm just going to get right off the bat and show you right off the way. Yeah, the face comes off this thing. I can't fix... I'm going to put a dot of super glue right there and just make sure the face stays on, but if it does come off during the review, just be aware of that, and we will put it back on as soon as possible. So he does come with one accessory, and there is no packaging to show off because the packaging that I did when I purchased this, it said it was coming loose, and then when I got it, it came in some cellophane packaging, and I don't know what on earth was going on, and but for example, I can tell you this is a knockoff because you can't do this to the Studio Series version. You cannot do this to the Studio Series version at all. You cannot remove that piece and the Studio Series just this is so loose. Like I'm telling you, this is definitely a knockoff. So, yeah, but basically this is his time-stopping weapon, which is pretty kind of cool. I do think it's kind of neat that they did, think of an accessory to give him, so I'm not gonna lie, that is nice. The only way that I've really found to store this is there's these two slots here, and there's a tab right here, and you can just stick it right there. I mean, it doesn't really stay put in place. There's two of them. I mean, you can give it a crack, but I can't find a spot to put it, so yeah. So there you go. Make sure these are, like I said, the back piece just does not want to stay tabbed in. So, and also take note, the plastic on this guy is very, 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 very fragile. So when I get this guy into robot mode, this is going to be the last transformation from car mode to robot mode this guy will ever have. So, anywho. Now that we've taken a look at the weapon, we've taken a look at him, and because there's no packaging to show off, we can now get into scale comparisons. So, first scale comparison is one of our previous Studio Series reviews. We're going into the Gamer Edition, Gamer Edition Sideswipe. Kind of cool. Here he is with the official Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Bumblebee. Wonder where he was during Rise of the Beasts. If Rise of the Beasts is canon to the Bayverse. Which I've been told it is. Here he's next to Rise of the Beasts Mirage. And no, this does not have the upgrade kit. I do not have the upgrade kit, although I do want the upgrade kit. I just happened to get two guns with mine. I ended up finding one just lying on the ground outside of a store. I was like, huh, I know exactly what that is. I'm picking that up and taking it home. So, here it is next to the Voyager class Age of Extinction Galvatron. Please ignore the fact that the AC turned off. And finally, here he is next to the Age of Extinction Leader class Grimlock. And honestly, I really wish we got a Last Night Grimlock instead of Age of Extinction Grimlock, but at the same time, it's the same thing, so who knows, maybe in the future we'll get another one. Now that we've done that, it's time for the very scary, fragile transformation with this guy, and then when I say scary, fragile, I mean this is very, very scary, fragile, and I mean, I thought I almost broke this thing several times getting this into car mode, so to start things off, you're going to come to the bottom of this, and you're going to basically just kind of pull the front of this apart, and just bring it all the way around like that on the wheel. And you're going to just kind of lift this up a little bit, just to kind of give it some room. Do the same thing on the other side, and just pull the stuff out of the way, lower this down, and just basically do that. Then you're going to pull this down, or untab these. There's tabs on the windows here. From there, to which, by the way, at this point, you can now open those windows. These are very, very fragile. I do not like the fact that they are super duper fragile, but then again, I can't do anything about that at all. Then you're going to take these and you're going to swing them down and around like so. And that's one issue I have with this, and that's how you can also tell this is a massive, massive knockoff. So pull the arm joints down and around. So pull this down and around like so. And then basically after you've gotten these to that point, like I said, this is going to be a current thing, a common thing throughout this review. This one in particular does not like to stay on. So now you're going to take these pieces, bring them up, bring this panel up as well, just enough to bring this out to the side, and just kind of bring this all the way forward. You kind of, it's not pleasant to do. I did not like doing that. And then while you're doing that, you're going to magically take this and just ever so gently, ever so gently bring, like I said, his face was going to fall off. We will address that issue. But I got to make sure that this transformation goes smoothly. And if that has to happen for this review to go through, then I will do that gladly till I can no longer have this figure. So basically, if the face falls off because you have the knockoff version, just accept the fact that it's the knockoff version, and that's what's going to happen. Then take the wings. You're going to basically kind of just bring them out, flay them out a little bit, so you can bring this all the way down. Make sure the head stays out of the way, and make sure all of this comes all the way down. This head sculpt, man, getting in the way of everything, and everything getting in the way of these hinges, which you're going to close up, and then you're going to bring this whole thing down and kind of try to make sure that this goes into this like hole area. It just sometimes, there we go. There we go. Then make sure these close inward before it does. And yeah. So now, because the face popped off, we can put it back on. And I do apologize for that. That was not supposed to happen. And basically now we are in the clear for this figure to be finished. So, you're going to take this panel here, bring it all the way around like so. Make sure these wings are like so, are basically kind of out of the way of this panel. You're going to basically do that. Just make sure one of the wings is out of the way so you can do this to bring this up, and then it's supposed to push inward, but this just kind of frictions in because it is, once again, like I said, it is the knockoff. Then take these panels and close them down, and it kind of creates a nice little bit of coverage for the backpack like that. And then you're going to bring these wings once again back out like so and close them up like that. and close these little bits up like that. Make sure all of this kind of just sits up in place like that, and the wings are just going to kind of hold all of this up like so. Then we're on to the home stretch. Take the waist, rotate it. It is a little scary with this backpack piece in the way of that waist, but rotate the waist. Make sure the arms come down on the ball joints. Very scary tight ball joints on this one at the very least. I did not like that. That didn't sound good. And also, let's make sure that this is going to stay on. So then we split the legs if they haven't done so already, and then rotate them at these joints here at the hips. Basically take this to bring this whole ankle piece down, like, well, fold this down, then fold this down, then fold this all the way back so that it covers that, and then basically just kind of straighten this whole thing out just enough on this hinge, and then there's a secondary hinge on the inside of the leg that you're going to want to do that, and then there's a ball joint that you're going to rotate everything on to straighten it out. Okay, and then the wheels, you're going to take that and just rotate them out. Now, this would not be a normal issue if you had Hasbro grade plastic, but this is not Hasbro grade plastic, so this is very, very, very brittle if you have the knockoff. Like I said, I am being very, very gentle with this. I really am not having a pleasurable time with this knockoff at all. So, basically untab it, bring it down, straighten it out. Straighten it out on that hinge. Close this panel in, bring that, straighten it out. Take this hinge on the inside, make sure it all loops up and straightens out like so. Then take this and straighten it out, and then there you have Hot Rod in his robot mode. Make sure all of this stays straightened out like that. And you know we're not quite finished yet. We got to give him his weapon and put it right on in his hand. And as you can kind of see, I don't know if it comes off on camera, but there is little bits of plastic everywhere on this table, and I'm collecting bits of plastic everywhere. And as I said previously, this is the knockoff, and the plastic is extremely, extremely brittle. So, but this is the last transformation I have to do with this figure. So, anywho, there you have the knockoff Studio Series Hot Rod in his robot mode. And what a looking robot mode. I gotta admit, if this was an official Hasbro figure, I'm sure I'd be drooling all over it right now. But because this is not an official Hasbro figure, and because the quality of plastic is so very, 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 very frail, I am not very thrilled about this. So, yeah. The fact that I can just do this, just literally, I could just pop that right off and just pop it right back on, and it's like nothing ever happened. That drives me insane. But I do like the fact that, you know, the back does look somewhat accurate to him, and it doesn't have a massive, massive backpack. I do like that, and I do like the screen accurate, mostly the screen accurate arms. So I'm not opposed to owning this knockoff figure. This is one of those figures that is like, I don't hate it, but I can't fully recommend you buy it unless you truly want a broken figure. So that's going to be the best recommendation for a knockoff you'll ever get. So, anywho, we're going to put him into scale comparison. We're going to then get him into we're going to get to the final thoughts, and then we will rank him, and then we shall end the video. So, first scale comparison that he is going into with is one of our previous Gamer Edition figures. Here he is with the Gamer Edition Sideswipe. Here he is next to the official Studio Series Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. Here he is next to the Mirage, Deluxe Class Mirage, Rise of the Beast. Here he is next to the Age of Extinction, Voyager Galvatron. Can't seem to stand up straight. That was a common issue with this guy. And here he is next to the Leader Class Age of Extinction Grimlock. Okay, so because this thing is a knockoff, I cannot fully 100% recommend you buy this, okay? I cannot fully say, yeah, go out there, find yourself a knockoff company and just 100% go buy it. Go do that. Because your quality of figure is going to vary depending on what you pay for. So, for example, I paid $20 for this. I do not feel like I got a very good bargain for $20, but the quality of plastic held up enough. Do I think this is definitely worth the $20 that I bought? Absolutely not. Absolutely not do I think this is not worth the $20. This is not worth the $20 that I paid for this specific figure. If this was the official mold, yes, absolutely. Go ahead and buy that. Like, I would 100% recommend you go out and buy that. But because this is not the official mold, I cannot tell you to go buy that. So, having said that, though, I do appreciate the fact that this company went out there and was like, you know what, this Studio Series Hot Rod only got a short, limited release. I literally had only seen one in stores. One. That's it. And the only reason I didn't pounce on it was because at the time I was kind of broke. So, that's kind of the case with all the Transformers figures. Or, yeah, Transformer collectors, excuse me. But I must say, at the same time, the knockoff companies came in at a perfect time as well, because the knockoff companies were like, well, limited releases, we can get our hands on these, and with all the other companies that are getting shut down by the feds because they're stealing official molds, and we're not technically stealing molds because this right here is where they got away with it. This right here is where they got away with it. This gun right here, because it does this, they got away with it. So, that's why they got away with this. But, now, here comes down to the ranking. Where do I rank this figure? Well, I can't officially put it in the ranking for an official figure because it's not an official figure. So, if I'm going to rank this, I have to rank it on a basis of a knockoff scale, to which I've had about 3 or 4 I've had several knockoffs come through my hand. We've got an entire Devastator devoted to that. But basically, I can tell you that the plastic quality is not up there with the likes of Byway Shockwave. It's definitely not up there with the likes of that, where a company definitely took care into making their product. So, where would I rank this on a scale from 1 to 10 out of those knockoffs? I'm going to definitely say those are it's probably somewhere in the scale of about a 4. Maybe a 3 in it, 3.8. And the reason I say that, and to be harsh about it, is because, dude, the plastic quality on this is so brittle. Like, I'm like, literally, this was right out of the packaging. Can you see that stress mark right there? That was right out of the packaging. And then on this side over here, there's a crack forming right there. So that's very worrisome to me. And as a collector who really wants to keep his figures in good shape, and probably later on I will go and actually get an official one, but for now this is going to have to do. So that's my official review for the knockoff Studio Series Transformers, Transformers Studio Series knockoff Transformers Studio Series Hot Rod. Last Night Hot Rod. Ugh, that's tongue twister of words in the mind there. Ugh. Anyways, that's why we're called professionals, kids. But anyways, I would definitely not recommend you go out and buy this version. I would recommend you go out and buy the official version, not this version. So, anywho, this is Thomas Fenna1 saying, do not forget to check out Planet Toys, a world built by collectors, where we do have some new Hot Wheels in stock for you guys, or you can go check us out. And I will leave a link down in the description below, and I will also leave a link down to my other Transformers figure reviews down below. And this is Thomas Fenna1 saying, do not forget to check out Optination reviews, Beastman reviews, Jordy's Rail videos, Riveted reviews, Patrick with a Y, iStar552, Bravely GG, and Take Along Productions. I know they all do some amazing work and have done so in the past and will continue to do so in the future. So this is Thomas Fenna1 finally saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Don't forget it.